In this video, I show you how to put together Lord Arcanum on Gryph-Charger from Warhammer Age of Sigmar's Soul Wars box set. How's it going, everyone? Thanks for stopping by. My name is Colby, aka Serial Killer 02. Today I wanted to make a video for you guys that shows how to put together the different models in the new Age of Sigmar Soul Wars box set from Warhammer. And in this video it is going to show you how to put together the Lord Arcanum on Gryph-Charger. This is the bigger model and the mount for the Stormcast Eternal Army. This is probably one of the hardest models to put together because of the pieces to it. All of the models in this set aren't really hard to put together, they just can take some time. And the mounted models usually take the most time. So with this being the first video, I will also show what tools you will need to put all of the models together. And so, yeah, here we go. Let's get started. Okay, so to start off, let's take a look at what we are going to need to put the models together. First thing you're going to need is obviously the instruction booklet to explain how to put everything together. The first page, if you look at it, it actually has a detailed layout of what each sprue has on it, and it gives you a letter as well. And on the sprues, each one is actually got a letter at the top of the sprue. And if you flip the page again, you will actually see, starting off with the Knight Incanter here, next to each model there are numbers. So you've got A1, A2, A3, all that information. Come over here onto the sprue, and next to each piece there is a number. So that tells you exactly which one you are going to snip off. For example, right here is the A, and then here's number 3, which we showed right here for the Knight Incanter. So you would cut that one out. So that's it. The way it's set up is really simple and really easy to do. So we are going to start with the Lord Arcanum on Gryph-Charger, and so for that we are going to need sprue E. But before we get into that, we need to take a look at the other tools that we are going to be using to build these models. First thing, the other thing you're going to need is sprue clippers, and you can get these for pretty cheap. I got a full set of small paints, paintbrush, model glue or super glue, and these clippers for about $33 at Games Workshop. I will put a link to that in the description below, so if you want to get something like that, feel free to do that. One of the greatest tools that I have is this mold line remover from Citadel. This thing is amazing. I will also put a link to this in the description below as well. I highly recommend getting one of these, and I will show you why very soon. And then also you need glue. I am using liquid cement for plastic models, and reason being, the liquid cement actually melts a little bit of the plastic, so whenever you put the two pieces together they actually form a tighter bond. So it is it just gives the model a little bit more of a tighter connection. That way things won't come apart as easily. Now this does take just a little bit longer to dry, but it starts to stick together in a couple of seconds, so you can actually build the model and then let it set. This is great stuff. I'm actually using the Model Master liquid cement. Games Workshop actually has their own plastic glue as well. So if you want to stick with all Games Workshop stuff, you can do that. I think I got this for pretty cheap. I think this was $2 or $3 at my local model hobby store, whatever you have around you. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive into the models. Alright, so to start off, we've got in the book it actually says that the Lord Arcanum on Gryph-Charger is on the E sprue, and to start we need to get E6. So let's look here and see what we can find. And E6 is going to be this big piece right here. So what you do is you take your sprue clippers, and right here you will see that they are just connected by little pieces. You want to be very careful and make sure you don't cut part of the model off, but you just get as close as you can and clip it all away. Now some of these are going to be a little bit harder to clip in places. It's going to be hard to tell what's part of the model and what's not. This is a good example right here with the lightning and stuff coming off of the staff. It's kind of hard to tell where the sprue starts and the model begins. Right there is about a good spot to go ahead and cut and try to go from there. If you cut part of the model, that's okay. Sometimes, like I said, you have to be very careful with where you are cutting. Like right down here, you'll see that there's a big piece, and that slides down into the base, so you don't want to snip that. So you go through and just go ahead and snip all of the pieces off, and then after that we will go ahead and take a look at what we do, which other piece we cut next. So there's that. And once you cut them, you will see that where you cut leaves little pieces like this. Little just nubs that stick out and can be kind of annoying. Especially like right here. But again, that's where this awesome tool comes in. You just get it, turn it just a little bit, and start shaving away. Once that is smooth, it is good to go. And you will see that it actually leaves a little bit of a scratch mark, but that is alright, because once you prime these to paint them, you won't have those marks anymore. So this little tool is amazing. I know a lot of people use, I've seen people use box cutters, box knives, and different things like that, but this tool for the price is awesome because it's not sharp enough to hurt you, but it gives you enough stability and movement to be able to get all of the pieces cleaned up that you need to. And you just gonna sit there and scrape across the top of it, and it takes care of all the little nubs and pieces that you don't want on your model. With that piece done, let's go ahead and take a look at the other pieces we are going to need. We're also going to need E10, which is this piece right here. And again, some of these, it is kind of hard to tell which piece you actually take off and which piece you don't, especially with this one, because you see this coming down, you think that that is actually a piece that you cut off, and it is not. You want to cut it off right below that spot right there. And then clip at the top right there, and then come over here and clip that. Now we also need piece E9, which is going to be his face, and it's this piece right here. Come down here and clip, and there we go. Clean them up a little bit, and we will be ready to put the pieces together. Okay, one more piece we need to get, and then we can put the head together. That piece is E8, which is going to be part of the body right here. And the great thing about these models being easy fit is everything goes together really easily. It's real simple to do. This is probably what takes the longest, is cutting everything off of the sprues. Once you get them off of the sprue, everything goes together real quick and real simply. And the models look amazing as well. So Games Workshop did a great job with this for sure. So, okay, there's that. Now we'll clean this up a little bit. Get all the pieces off that we don't want. Now that we've got those 3 pieces, you can look at the, like with the head and the head dress, if you will see the a hole in this one and then a little snap in right there. You can try to soft fit it to make sure it fits right, and it does. With these smaller pieces, all you have to do, you just get your glue. You just put a little drop down in there. You don't need much at all. A little bit of this stuff goes a long way. And then put that in there. And that just snaps together. Now we take this second piece, and again, you want to soft fit everything to make sure that you don't have to do any more trimming or anything is missing or needs to be sanded down just a little bit. So get this, slide that in there, and that looks like that fits pretty well. So now all you do again is take the glue, put just a little dab in the hole, and then this goes right in there like that. And there is the head put together. Next thing we need to do is put these two together. If you look back here on the hand, there is a little spot for it to go into the staff, and then down at the bottom of the body there is another piece right here that slides in there. So again, all you do, take the glue, put it in there, and just a little bit in there. They snap together just like that. And as you can tell, it is already coming together. That is the great thing about these models and how fast they can go together. Next thing we need to get is E11, which is going to be a smaller piece. It's this piece right here. And this is going to go on to the Gryph-Charger. You want to cut it right there. And then down at the bottom, you cut it right at the bottom of that little piece. And you go ahead and just shave these pieces off right here. Okay, now with this piece, it just slides in to that piece right there like that. So what you need to do now is, again, get your glue and put just a tiny little bit into that hole. And that slides in just under the chest plate. As you can tell, it just goes right in there like that. And it's already set enough to where I can leave it alone. So again, like I said, this plastic glue is awesome for putting models together. Next piece we need is E7, which is the talon right here. Cut it off, and then take your mold line remover again and just shave. gets a little bit harder whenever you get these smaller pieces. I know one thing you can do is get just a little piece of soft sandpaper, or even some filing tools. I also have these from Citadel. I will try to use those to show you how they work. I will put a link to those in the bottom description as well. Let's see if I can. Here we go. There's a small little piece right there that still needs to be taken care of. So you just softly, you don't have to put any pressure on it, just kind of rub it across the top, and it will smooth it down and take care of that piece. So there's that as well. Citadel makes a lot of great little tools to use for modeling, and I highly recommend getting their stuff. It can be a little expensive at times, and if that's the case, there are a lot of other companies that make things that are pretty similar to Citadel that can work just the same, but I try to get Citadel modeling tools if I can, just because they know what they're doing when it comes to modeling, and so their tools are made to be pretty much the easiest to work with while modeling. So there's that small little piece. As I said, it takes a while for everything to set, so you need to be careful when you're putting the small pieces on that you don't knock them or hit them and cause them to move on you, because then you can end up having a model that doesn't look right. Next piece you're going to need is E13, which is going to be the other big piece right here, and the other piece that goes with that is E12. So it's these two pieces right here. It's the Gryph-Charger, the other side of him, as well as the other side of Lord Arcanum, and it's also the other side of the head for the Gryph. So just snip all these pieces, and then we will shave them down. There's that all cleaned up. So again, we want to soft fit that and make sure that's going to go on there the way it's supposed to. Now with a piece like this, it can get a little tricky because there is no holes for it to slide down into. So you want to put just a little bit there, and then if you want to, you can kind of put a little bit right around here, because that's where it'll slide down into. And then you get the two pieces and slide it just like that. Now if you see a little bit of glue on the outside, all you have to do, you can use your finger and just kind of push it away. You give that time to set, and those two pieces will end up molding together. And now the last piece that we're going to need is the other talon, which is E14. So you just snip it off. And then with it being so small, probably just use a file if you have one. If not, you can use the mold line remover. It still works great. It's just a little bit harder to keep control of. And this piece goes on just like the last piece, the last talon did. Just a little drop down in the mold. And then this piece just snaps in right there. Now with all that done and put together, as you can see, once we put these two together here, we should have a full model. Once you soft fit that together, you just need to put glue down in all of the little pieces. Like so, and then Make sure you get them connected into the slots like they are supposed to be. And there you have it. Our Lord Arcanum on Gryph-Charger is now put together. Last thing we have to do is take our 90mm base that comes with the game, slide the pieces down in here to see how they fit, and you are set. So these bases sometimes, like as you can tell with this one, won't even really need any glue because they sit so tightly in with the model. But there it is. The first model is good to go, and Lord Arcanum on Gryph-Charger is now ready to be painted and then ready for battle. And there you have it. The Lord Arcanum on Gryph-Charger is now complete. As you can tell, these models are pretty easy to put together. The quick fit models are really nice, and the detail to them is awesome. They've done a great job with these models, and they're definitely a good place for beginners to start, that's for sure. When I started with Warhammer, they did not have the quick fit models, and so it took me a lot longer to put my models together. But now that I've done it for a couple of years, I've gotten pretty used to them, but this is my first time to do the quick fit models, and I love them. It's definitely a great way to get started, and it's a lot easier to do, and it's quicker, so you can have you don't have to take as long to get your armies together, so you can start playing even faster. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for stopping by. If you have not yet, please hit the like and the subscribe button. If you have any comments for me or anything you would like for me to do, please leave those in the comments below, and I will check them out. But until next time, thank you for stopping by. I will be working on the rest of the Soul Wars box, and I will get those videos up as soon as I can. Thank you all so much. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.